In this episode, I sit down with Yanika, the inspiring host of the Wisdom from North podcast, for a deep and soulful conversation about presence, divine guidance, and the journey of self-discovery. I open up about my personal transformation, breaking free from religious conditioning, navigating through loss, and uncovering my truth. We explore the power of reprogramming limiting beliefs, how to use affirmations effectively, and why healing our inner wounds is essential for attracting aligned love. Welcome to the Danette May Show, where you'll receive profound breakthroughs, courage to break old patterns, and live into your soul's purpose. Each week, I will bring you epic guests and live coaching to remind you of your power. You have the ability to achieve extraordinary things, and the time to start is now. Hey, my friends, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I do send out inspirational texts. These are like texts from me as a friend to you. They might be around various topics, but it might be the very message you need to really take your day from a 0 to 10. I want to be that friend. So all you have to do is send the word joy, Joy, to this number. Write it down right now, 833-217-2760. Sorry, but this is only available in the US, but send joy to 833-217-2760. And I can't wait to be your texting friend. I will only do it occasionally. Don't worry, but it will be very inspirational and beneficial. Love you guys.
Hello, Danette. How are you doing today? And much welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see what you have up your sleeve for a topic and where you want to take this episode. I'm super curious.
Yeah, I love that you say that because I actually never know myself. I trust the divine. I've done over 400 interviews and I never know where these interviews are ending up. So it's really like a beautiful exercise for me to be in the present moment because I feel that what is going to come out will actually come out for the viewers and for us as well. So we'll see where we're going today. But I wanted to let you know that I discovered you in this challenge. It was a girlfriend of mine because we were speaking about that. We were dating and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, you got to check out this amazing challenge with Danette May, like 21 days challenge on how to find the love of your life. So I started taking that. And the reason why I really resonated with you and just jumped into that challenge, even though I didn't know who you were, it was because of your story. We can go back to the challenge afterwards and finding your love and everything. But to me, it's just such a testimonial when somebody has really been through a struggle and has transformed their lives completely. That's what I find the most interesting to hear. Because right now you look gorgeous. I know you have a beautiful relationship and friendship, and you've written this amazing book, Embrace Abundance. You're so successful. And then if I didn't hear your story, I couldn't identify with you. But when I've heard that, I'm like, oh, wow, she has a journey here. How did she manage to turn her life around? So I would love for you to share a bit about your story, how you came where you are today, and what you actually had to meet in yourself and go through before you were able to transform your life.
Yeah, and I'll share, as we all know, like these stories of our lives are so encompassing and they have all sorts of different filaments to them. But what I want to do is just really feel into, and I love that you're saying that you just listen to the divine, because I'm going to do the same thing of what does this listener that's listening right now really want to hear about this evolution of my story and how you can find your story and my story, because there are so many aspects. But I can tell you right now that without all that chaos and without the hurt and the pain, what really led me to self-discovery within myself, I wouldn't be sitting here today. And I don't know if that little nugget is exactly what someone needs to hear that's in the fire right now, because we are all going to hit that refiner's fire at some point in our life, sometimes multiple times, but we're going to hit it. And in that moment, it feels so hot. It feels so chaotic. It feels so unbelievable painful that you can't see through the light. You cannot see that your life could possibly be magnificent and become powerful. And I want to just be this light, this mirror, that it is in these moments, if we choose it, that we are in this refiner's fire, this molding, so that we can shift off these identities and these characters that we've taken on from childhood, maybe even before conception, and are operating from. And then it's in this chaos that everything's molding and breaking down so that you can evolve into the truest character of who you've always been. And that's really what happened for me. My life really at this early stage, which I'm like, I always am laughing. I'm like, how long ago was this? Because I feel like I'm just evolving every day. Like I'm like in a whole new trajectory that I just was like 2 days ago because I got back from Costa Rica. But I really grew up in a family where strict religious views were placed on me, probably like a lot of people. And my family loved me. I grew up with all brothers. I had no sisters. So I was shaped from an early age that women do this and men do this, and this is how you operate. And the religion I was in was like, I would not be wearing this right now. No one in my religion wears this. Like, you don't show your arms, and you definitely don't wear anything above your knees. So everything within me was very constricted. And my personalities to do everything full out. So I was full out in that religion. I was the biggest judger of anyone who showed their arms or did things outside the parameters. And this led me to the relationship I chose in my first marriage. I wanted to choose someone who was faithful in the faith and would take me to the kingdom of heaven. It really led me on the path of, now I'm married. I am turning off any voice of intuition within myself, because if it doesn't align with this religion, with this marriage, with these decisions I've made, I'm turning it off. So here I am, this girl who's doing her best, but the intuition's turned off. And I find myself pregnant with my second child. And I really am so grateful for this child who has passed on, because I believe it was in their passing, now in the pain of it, I didn't understand it fully, was my invitation to wake up. And losing my son, going home from that hospital, spiraling into deep depression, looking at my relationship, looking at my life, and just hitting what was my rock bottom made me go, I don't care anymore. And there's a beautiful gift in not caring anymore and just being like, I don't care about anything. And there's almost like this little bud gets to be formed of, who are you? What do you care about? If you're not going to try to please anyone, then who are you going to be? And I had an older daughter at that time, so I had a lot to live for her. But even though I was in deep depression, and there were moments in my first book, I talk about it vulnerably for the first time, which was called The Rise, that book. And I wanted to take my life. And there was one moment when I tried, and it was because I just had lost my way. And I felt this immense guilt around losing my son, because I did have a moment where my intuition told me something was wrong. And I was so good at turning it off. I just got up and did the dishes and got busy, because that's what we do. We pick up our phones and we get busy. And that's what I did. And it spiraled me to then getting a separation, a divorce, having $47 to my name, which is all outlined in that book. And me going, I have no money, no relationship, because my whole relationship was with my ex-husband's family, broke as a joke, questioning myself. And this is where the miracle began. And this is where I started to listen to other people and start to really not listen to other people, but listen to the greats of the greats, the people that I looked up to. And I found that we all had something in common, and that was that our past was chaotic. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And so it was little by little that I started rewiring what I believe was the neurons, these patterns, these contractions within my system. And I'm still doing it. I'm still on this path for the true essence of who I am. But it has led me to where I am today, and helping women and creating programs. I realized that food was a big factor, who we keep our company with, how we spend our energy. And it's led me to here.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing so vulnerably. And I'm curious, what do you think? Because I went through a dark depression as well, totally on the other story. I was a musical theater artist. I lost my voice. So my dream was crushed. Long story short, do you think that we need that hitting the wall, meeting the darkness, in order to actually wake up? Or can we wake up and expand our consciousness and really live our soul mission without like really meeting that struggle?
Yes, I'm so glad you're asking this question. I don't feel there's only one way. There are times when you are going to hit against that wall, like you said, with that struggle. It feels icky. It feels dark. It feels painful. It feels like you're literally birthing. Think of those baby ducks trying to crack out of an egg and all the struggle that they're going through. It can be that, if that's what your soul signed up for. But now I'm in a space where there's a lot of expansion and there's a lot of peace and there isn't a lot of gnashing of teeth and agony. And can I still expand into more of me at the most finest divine level without bumping against a wall and gnashing? And yes, I believe you can. And I believe transformation can look like hard, and transformation can look like joy. Transformation can look like meditation and going into the fine contractions within your body where you're storing memory and then just rewiring it through beautiful meditation, right? It might just be that you go down and you go to this favorite location you want to go to and you dance barefoot on the grass and you dance on the beach and you swim in the ocean and you have different conversation with people. Transformation can happen there too. I believe it comes in all shapes and forms. It's up to you to decide, how am I going to choose my transformation?
That makes sense. And like you said, I think you mentioned it as well. Sometimes you have to go through certain things, meet that narcissist or whatever it is to learn something, and that we have some soul contracts while others don't have these such specific things and they have maybe the choice of waking up in another way. I remember when I was having my awakening, I had so many ahas, and it was about my beliefs that I thought that I could only be happy if I performed and had status and was giving that praise. And my whole life was turned around. And I bet it was the same with you as well, because you had a religion, like you believed that life is like this and this is right and this is wrong. Can you say something about what were the biggest ahas about coming from believing in one reality and then opening up to another reality where you started to open up for a new way of living?
Yeah, it's complex because I feel like I'm still in this journey of going, why am I believing this? And where was this belief system planted within me that I took on that I believe it? This is one of the hardest things for all humans, because once we declare we believe in something, we're seeing this on a universal scale more than ever. With what's going on in the world today, it's like when we take on an idea or a belief system, whether it's 3 months of that belief system, if it's years, it's even deeper. We have a very difficult time rewiring that within us as humans to create a new belief system. And we actually try to fight for the old belief system, unconsciously fight for it. And so the greatest work we all can do is really looking at each belief system down to, I believe the sky is blue, or I believe the earth is round. Where does this come from and why are we believing this? And this has really been my work of like, why do I believe that person's good or bad? Why do I believe that this is true or not true? Now to this understanding of, am I connected to it all? Like, really, where is this belief system coming from and what do I really believe? And letting it all unlayer.
Wow. So are you saying that is the foundation of your work in a way? That I know you say that belief is everything. Can you dive a deeper about it? Did you had to change your beliefs in order to change your life?
Absolutely, 1000%. One of those beliefs was, this was done to me. I'll have a lot of people be like, so was your ex, let's use the word narcissistic, was your ex this? And the truth is, I had to go, I'm not here to unravel him. I'm here to unravel myself. I don't know what he is. I just know who I am. And I attracted this. My contraction within myself and my soul was attracted to this. Therefore, I get to look within myself only and look at, where was my energy a magnet for that? And where do I want to shift that magnet so it's no longer attracted to that? And that's constantly checking your belief system. And the biggest belief system is that I'm 100% responsible for every trigger, for every celebration, for every agony. I am 100% responsible. I'm creating everything. And when you can get there, that's where all the magic begins, is when you can just take responsibility and stop thinking about all the other people around you and what they're doing and why they're doing it, and go right within you. Because if you're triggered by it, that's your opportunity.
Wow, that is a big leap from thinking God does this to me if I'm good or bad, and then I create everything. So, what do you think about, is there a destiny of free will? Like I sometimes ask this, do they go together? Is there a blueprint, you think? Or since you're saying that I create everything, is that from the perspective that we are part of the divine and that we are a living expression of God in a way? Is it coming from there? Or do you think also that there is a force out there that is also having a say in what's happening.
We're connecting today after I literally just got back from deep healing work in Costa Rica. So I have like really different eyes right now. And I'm like, wow, we're going to go there. Okay. Why not? Here we go. And the truth is, like, anyone listening to this conversation, these are my new eyes and new understanding. Whether you want to take them on or not doesn't matter to me. And I'm not trying to impose anything on anyone, because we're all in this perfect evolution of uncovering and unlayering really the true essence of who we be. But I'm connected to everyone. You asked about a destiny. If you look at us like a magnet, like what if we are a magnet and there's another magnet, then you're going to be pulled certain places. So when you were describing this, you were like, made me think, okay, is there a magnet out here or an energy that's actually directing us as soul beings? And I just shared with you that I feel that I'm the ultimate creator. At the truest form, I believe that this word consciousness gets thrown out, right? But I believe consciousness is this understanding at the finest level of, if I'm in true consciousness, I'll just be really real. I am the tree. I am the animal. I am the grass. I am you. I am this desk. I am all of these elements that we call matter. And I really feel that God and me, like this whole energy, is just consciousness trying to move through me in human form. And if I can work through it on my own individual time, this idea of these contractions, this fear, this judgment within myself, I allow more light, more consciousness to come through me to express in this lifetime. So does that mean there's a destiny? Yeah, I believe there's a destiny. I believe I can't mess it up. I don't really actually believe we mess it up. And that's hard for a lot of people to hear, because they'll go, oh, look at that murderer, look at that person who's doing bad. I'm like, I believe in all the polarity, and I believe it's all perfect. And I'm only just trying to stay in my lightest light for consciousness to work through me and it have itself expressed in this human body.
Oh, that's really beautiful. You can't mess it up, because I think so many people are feeling that they're messing up and disappointing some force, because this notion that we're being punished is just so deep in us. I can notice it myself, having a Christian upbringing, but now like being spiritual, and I don't want to be associated with something Christian, because I think religion is wonderful, but it needs spirituality, but spirituality doesn't need religion. And it's been used in so many horrific ways as well. So I think religion is difficult in a way. The interpretations have been used for power, so they have been distorted and stuff like that. And in Scandinavia or Norway, we've had Christianity for 1,000 years. And I think it's in our DNA. I think carrying that energy of being afraid of being punished by a god, and also the Norse gods. Even before Christianity in the Nordic countries, we had Thor and Odin. So this is so deep in us, this punishment thing. And I think it will take some time before we come into that notion that there's nothing wrong with me, that there's nothing to fix really. Is more to open up to that light that's there, and that I'm really loved. I'm not born sinful, I'm loved. And you also speak about we need to change our frequency to love. That's the magic trick in a way. Can you speak a bit about that? Because that sounds so beautiful. And then I can notice that, yeah, I really want to do that. And then I just get really angry one day, or, oh, why is she not answering here? And this, why is he not answering me? And how can I get this to work-wise, that you can get frustrated with colleagues and stuff like that. And then I feel frustration and irritation and anger. And then I remind myself, oh, go into love. But I'm still frustrated. And then it feels a bit like fake if I'm going to go into love, because I'm actually a bit angry.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love your honesty. And I'm not going to sit here and say, because I teach on the power of frequency of love, that I'm always in it. We are in these human bodies, and we are learning this on a very profound level. And we also, like I said, we have, like you were just mentioning, DNA's worth of lineage of contraction. Contraction meaning anything that is not the truth, that you are sinful. And I'm not going to say that I think there's so many beautiful things to different religions. I think that there are beautiful threads that resonate, and there are things that you're like, that doesn't resonate, right? So as humans, we have all these emotions. And I'm going to get a little woo out there. I believe that I don't know if I believe it at a hardcore level, but I suspect that if we really believe in aliens, which have all been confirmed, I think they're intrigued by this human form that we're all living in, by the bounty of emotions we can hold and feel. And they're intrigued by that because there's power in the emotion. And if we can use that emotion, powerful things can happen, right? Beautiful things can happen. So instead of looking at anger as bad, it's an invitation for you to go, where is there a contraction in me around work, around someone not showing up, around someone saying that? Where is that within me so I can send light to that thing? And it's just perfect because that anger is the perfect invitation for you to look at where is that contraction inside of me. And then once you start thinking like that, it's more grace for one. And two, you start to go, oh, I need these emotions of frustration, anger at different times or trigger so that I can see where there's more work within me. The reason you brought up this love frequency is because the big buzzword right now is manifesting. Like, how do you manifest? Like, even Hey House, when I wrote Embrace Abundance, like, Danette, how did you do all this? And the truth is, I haven't even started. Like, I'm for my next evolution, it's even going to feel like bigger because I'm still learning about this power and this frequency of love. How, when you can fine tune that, where you feel the anger or you feel the frustration and you can sit with it within your body. Where is it in my body? I just felt frustration, where closing my eyes, where does that live in my body? Because it's really not about that person. It's really not about that business thing. And then you can unwire it within your system because it could be lineage long. And then you can unwire it so you're operating from a whole different neurological pathway. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So you're actually then meeting it with curiosity and love, and you see it's a purpose to that. Yeah, that emotion. Because what I think we tend to do is judging it. I'm such a horrible person. Why am I so angry? And it is really a message.
I always hear this a lot. You'll see it in circles when people are talking, right? Like in their sacred circle. And they're like, but I choose to love. And I'm like, that's where you are honest and be like, that feels fake. And it is fake because you're not actually in the frequency of love just because you said you love them, because you're actually in the frequency of talking about all the things that are annoying, right? Or that you feel they did wrong. So I always would just be an invitation, be like, it's okay to say all those things and to feel all those things. Why don't we just look at where does that live inside the body of your body and really go there, because you're going to find that has nothing to do with that person. You can unravel it far back. And then you're going to get into the frequency of love naturally without trying to bypass the anger or the frustration.
Yeah, I think that's about being more authentic.
Hey there, it's Danette May. If you're ready to invite more abundance into your life, financially, spiritually, and relationally, then I have something special for you. I've taken the principles from my latest book and created a powerful 3-day abundance challenge designed to help you unlock your full potential and start manifesting the life you desire. For 3 transformational days, I'll personally guide you through step-by-step coaching calls, showing you how to shift your belief system, align with your purpose, and create prosperity without sacrificing your values. By the end of day 3, you'll walk away with a clear blueprint to start attracting abundance with ease. Ready to transform your life?
Yeah, I am doing shadow work with a therapist now. I've always wanted to do it, and it's really deep work. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm seeing how my ego just wants to explain so many things. And the therapist, she's, oh, that's your ego. Okay, let's face that ego right now. She's making me aware of so many ways of coping and surviving, so many survival mechanisms that I have that I didn't even know that I had, that of course comes from my childhood and stuff like that. Let's move a little bit over to affirmations. I know you use some affirmations, and I found it really inspiring. And I want to be honest that to me, I think it's hard to get older. Like, I started Wisdom from North when I was 32. Didn't think much about my parents at that time. But as I'm now 42, I'm like noticing that I'm getting older, I'm getting wrinkles, and this is hard because I'm on camera and I shouldn't care about this, but I'm still caring about it. And then I heard an interview with you with Vision Lahani, and you spoke about these affirmations that did my skin is, I look like I'm 28 or something like that. And that just really inspired me because I was like a typical great client that wanted like an answer to how to feel great, even though we're becoming older. So can you speak a little bit to how we can use affirmations to really feel vital and still young, even though we're getting older? And that's a natural thing. We're getting older. It's just, I think for some women, or for women in general, it is actually challenging in our society because it's so much focus on looks. And I was a bit surprised that I thought about it myself. I thought I had come farther, that I cared more about the inner life, but I had to be honest that no, I also care about how I look and is scared to get older.
Yes. And I want to speak to every woman, including myself, every human woman and these human bodies. It's totally okay to want to look good, to wear makeup, to enhance. This is the human experience to be able to do that. And we get to do that if we want to. But it's also equally important. And I believe this is where also beauty can come from, is really going into, and you talked about it being shadow work, but I'll go into a meditation where I watch all the beauty go away and all the wrinkles come and all the beauty dissipate, and maybe even not looking beautiful, like looking myself in a mirror and going, can I love myself there? And I know I'm not this body. You got to go there first. That's very important. And then you can come out and be like, I am in this body and I'm having fun doing my hair. I'm having fun doing this because I can. And this is just a shell. And it comes from that place. You are not your body, right? But we are also creators. So just as much as I can curl my hair and just as much as I can put eyelashes on, I also, with my energy frequency, can shift the biostate of my cells. I can shift the way my bones move within my face. I can shift all the looks. We can do that. We can all do this. We are shapeshifters at our truest core.
I'm going to details.
There's steps, just like you saw in my 21-day attractor soulmate. It's not that I'm going to be like, do this affirmation and do this voodoo stuff to get your soulmate. First, we got to go to the root of the shadows of your pain. In this case, we're talking beauty and aging. You got to go to this shadow of, why do you feel like you're going to be insignificant? And I think this is honestly a powerful conversation for all us women around the globe to be like, here's the deal. We can choose to be beautiful, but we are not our looks. We are not our body. And we are going to step into this and we're going to change the way society is receiving this because of our energy, not because of how we look, but because of our energy. And so really going into that, like, why do I feel like I'm insignificant if I have 20 pounds on? Why do I feel like I'm insignificant if I have some wrinkles? Why do I feel like people are not going to take me on the camera? Once you uncover that, you're going to be powerful regardless if you had 1,000,000 wrinkles on your face. People will be tuning into you. People will be listening to you because you're going to be operating from a frequency that they can't deny. So the affirmations, to get to your question, only work when you are embodying that frequency of love. So I always say I do affirmations typically after I work out, because let's be real. Most of us, when we get done working out, we usually don't like to do it. Usually we don't want to do it. But when we get done, we're like, dang, that felt good. Dang, I feel proud of myself. Dang, these are good emotions, right? Or let's say you're on a trip. If I'm on a trip and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm having the best time and I'm like feeling this energy from this town. This is my medicine. I love travel. I will do affirmations because then I'm in a direct conduit to what I'm declaring. Now, if I'm in a really crappy state and I just sit here and I'm like, I'm at peace. I am full of love. I am joy. Doesn't matter what I say, I've got to match my words with an energy source within myself. And you can get into that energy source, because that might be the second question. How do you get into that energy source when you feel down? Meditation is a great way. Cold therapy, jump in a river, jump in cold, jump in a cold bath, get in the shower. That rewires the system, right? Turning on music, your favorite kind of music, sound frequencies can unravel different filaments within the system. So you can do certain things. You just have to be disciplined enough, we all do, to go, I'm out of alignment. I can feel it. I'm a little off. I'm a little frustrated. Where can I shift it? Where can I do a pattern interrupt? Where can I shift that? And then go right into the affirmations.
Awesome. That makes sense. And I think that's very important that you address that. It's not just about doing affirmations all the time, especially when you're down and it just feels so fake. Fake it till you make it. But actually you have to match it with your, what it actually says, that frequency. Makes so much sense. You said something about shape shifting. Can you speak a little bit more to that? Can we shift our bone structure? Was that what you said? Really?
I don't talk about it a lot. I do it with one-on-one clients. When you go into a theta or a delta state and you're in that pure consciousness state, you can actually see and recreate your system. You can rewire the circuits in your body. You can literally heal from cancer. You can remove bones around. You can do anything within your body. Truly, without, there are elements to laws within our system, but bones shift all the time. Tissue shifts all the time. It's constantly evolving. We have these cells, and we just have a belief system that by this age, I should look like this, or this is happening. Why not shift the belief system and then go into those deeper states and actually start shifting them?
Wow. Why not try?
If that's what brings you joy and that's something you want to do, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you look amazing. All right. I know we have to wrap up soon. I wanted to jump back to the 21 days challenge about finding your soulmate. And you just told me before we went into this interview that a lot of people are finding their soulmate. So I think this can be interesting for many singles out there. So what is that secret? 21 days. People have been single for years. What is the magic behind that challenge?
Yeah. So it's called the 21-day Attract Your Soulmate Challenge. And you guys, the 21 days was a human way for me in a marketing way. There's no magic to 21 other than your mind as a human goes, oh, I can do something for 21 days. If I can stick to something for 21 days. So I made it into 21 days. It doesn't mean that it can't happen in day 4, day 6, day 10. There is a system that I created for the very human parts of us because we're going into phases. Now, this challenge isn't just for someone who's single. This challenge was for anyone who's in relationship as well, or choosing to be in a relationship where they want to be in relation with their highest self, a partner within their highest self. I'm not interested in doing anything for you to attract just anything, because I believe we all have a soul contract and we can't mess it up, but it makes it a lot easier when you're with the soul contract partner, because then you're less contracted, you're less distracted. So this is where the work came from, was that I was like, we're all looking for these partners, or to enhance the partnership we're in. How can I help people so that they're in their highest conscious level of alignment, so that they're attracting that type of relationship in their life, so that they can stay on the thread and the light of their purpose, right? That's where that came from. And so it's a 3-phase program of looking at these wounds that you may or may not be aware of around the opposite sex in most cases. Or if you're into like woman or man, what's that story? Where's this coming from, and how to unwire it? Because that's the first step. And then we go into understanding our power to be creators. And then on that 3rd week, there's a food component, because food is energy. And if we're looking at like we're a car or we're a computer, we wouldn't throw our computer down, set it in hot heat. It's the same with food, like using food as a fuel so that we are actually in a higher frequency internally within ourselves, so that we're more of a magnet. So it's a whole comprehensive program. And so many women that have actually done it, we have testimony after testimony of, this is wild. Like women in their 70s, relationships that have been through so many years of counseling, like better than ever. So it's fascinating when you can get to the energetic portion, not just the step 1, step 2, but energetic level, what magic can happen.
Wow, exciting. And my last question, I got curious. It seems like you're having a wonderful relationship. Was that something you manifested as well and consciously went into, I'm going to manifest my dream man or my soul contract, my highest soul?
I did so much work around this relationship I'm in. I used meditation to call in. I looked at my wounds with my father, my wounds with men in general, my wounds within myself, rewired those wounds. I wrote out things that my belief systems and really looked at them, dissected them, wrote out like what I'm truly desiring. I stepped into, okay, if I'm desiring this, I imagine this partner's going to want this. Like I can't just have something that I'm not embodying. So shifting who I be and how I show up. And it didn't take long. It doesn't take a long time. It can if you choose to let it take a long time. But yeah, this relationship. And it's interesting because then we got married and then we bumped into some other stuff like contractions that we weren't aware of when we were dating. They discovered each other in the first part of the relationship, then unraveling that. And I feel like I'm with somebody who's insanely incredible. I believe much of ayahuasca to my system, that divine masculine is just as potent as ayahuasca or any medicine in my system because my wings come out. because this voice can come out in this relationship. He takes every dream and helps me create it in physical form, in business form. And it's always evolving. It's always evolving.
Wow. Sounds beautiful. So inspiring, Danette. Thank you so much. We went a lot of places today. We went deep. I love that. Thank you for sharing, being vulnerable and wanting to go different places with me. And I'm very excited I'm going to read your book. I haven't read it yet. I really want to do that because we didn't have time to speak about abundance today. But I know you have a book called Embrace Abundance and you speak a lot about that. So thank you so much, Danette. And take care and good luck with your work and your beautiful life.
And you too, hon. It's so good to talk to you. And I just feel the light coming from you, like where you're going and your desire to truly help so many people. And that's beautiful.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Are you tired of going on dates with no success? Are you currently in a relationship and are longing for a deeper connection? Do you desire a love that transcends time and space and literally is filling you up so that you're never wondering if you're enough or wondering if you're loved or adored? I want to tell you you're not alone, and I have just the solution for you. I created a program called the 21-Day Attract Your Soulmate Challenge. This is a program that is an incredible journey to manifest the love you truly desire in days. Yeah, you heard that right, 21 days. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're trying to attract one, to just get the most out of the love in your life. So during this 21-day challenge, you'll discover powerful techniques to attract the love that you truly desire in the love language that you would like to receive. We're talking about a love that ignites your soul, a love that feels like it was written in the stars just for you. This challenge will provide you with daily exercises, affirmations, and secrets to help you become a love magnet. You'll learn how to let go of past baggage, past stories, past experiences, boost your confidence, and open your heart to new possibilities. You can go into the show notes and click the link. Literally in 21 days, you will be able to write to me and say, oh my goodness, I am in a more loving, more caring, more juicy relationship with my current husband or my current partner. Or you might say, hey, I was single and I was afraid to get into a relationship. And now I'm in a relationship I love and adore, and it's right for me. There's no better time than now to start attracting the deepest, most passionate relationship of your dreams. And I have to tell you, it's for you. It is for you. It doesn't matter what your past is. It doesn't matter if it's been good or bad. Let's do this together. I'm going to show you how. Send you all my love.